Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to another episode of Adventures with V. Today we are in Lisbon, Portugal for my all expenses paid birthday trip. First order of business is definitely get into the hotel because I'm tired. Now I'm staying at the Corinthia, Lisbon, which is such a stunning property. From the moment I walked in, I just knew I was definitely going to have a pleasant stay. So I do plan on having a proper video for a room tour, maybe like a compare and contrast video because this is just one of the two properties I stayed here in Lisbon, Portugal. But like my room is just gorgeous. I'm in love with this room from the amenities. I didn't even know, I'm not familiar with the brand of like conditioner, shampoo, but like it smelled so good and it got the job done. Moving on to like the room proper, my room is big for like European standards. This is like a junior suite. I have stunning views. I got turned down service every single night. How crazy is that? Like they come at night, we like clean the room, make sure I have like water, chocolate. They put like my slippers out on like a rug thingy. It was just great. I loved my stay here at the Corinthia, and I highly recommend it to anyone who's, looking into hotels and would love like a good experience. So yeah. Oh, I'm gonna take a nap before dinner, because I deserve it. Although I don't look like what I've been through, but I low-key deserve a nap. I could do a nap right now. So, catch y'all later. After the nap that I did not take, I went down to the hotel's restaurant called Erva, and it was so lush. Like it was filled with a lot of greenery. I was very concerned, not even concerned, but I was more curious to know like how they got everything to stay so green and so lush, because it's real plants. But in any case, I had this €4 glass of wine. Even though I already had a lot to drink on the plane, I couldn't help myself. And I had this tuna pica-pow. It was really good. I'm not sure what it was, but it was tuna. And then for my main course, I had a sea bass. And I just called it a night because I was tired. Finally made it to day 2, and today I am going on a food tasting experience to try some authentic Portuguese food, because why not? So I'm headed to a neighborhood in Lisbon called Alfama to meet with the tour guide, and then we'll start the excursion. Made it to Alfama and we got to see the stunning views. It was just beautiful. Then we had to go down this really narrow staircase to get to our first restaurant of the day called Manjerico Alegre. This restaurant had the cutest aesthetics of all the restaurants we got to visit at this tour. And to start off, they give you like a shot glass of olive oil to help cleanse your palate and prepare you for different like tastings, Now, having a shot of olive oil did not sit well with me, so I just took a sip, and really it just tasted like oil, bland oil. But for drinks, as Portugal is a huge wine country, we did try some wine. I think this one was called Vinho Verde. It's from the Verde region of Portugal. It was very dry, but also very citrusy. Then we tried some actual food. This rice that I forgot the name just reminded me of jollof rice, but less smoky than jollof rice. And we had some like cod fritters. Yeah, or is it cod fillets? But like cod balls that were so delicious. Oh my God. I looked for this everywhere in Portugal every single day. It was just yum. Then I was not expecting the next dish, but we had like sardines on bread. As a Nigerian, this brought back memories because we have bread and sardines like all the time. Apparently, Portugal is also a huge sardine place. So yes. Moving on to the next restaurant. This was called Cozinha. I'm just going to stop pronouncing their names, but it was a really cute restaurant. And here, the drink of the day was like a beer. I'm not a huge beer person, so I could barely like take 3 sips and I couldn't finish this and I felt so bad. But for like the main dish, we had this thing called bacalhau au brâche. So bacalhau au brâche is just potatoes, cod, and I think some cheese, and they just make it into like a really yummy dish. You should definitely try it if you're ever in Portugal. Then while strolling through the streets of Alfama, we came across like this really cute like art store. The owner of the art store is originally from Mongolia, and so a lot of his art, I'm not sure what aesthetic it was, but it was really cute. Look at this really cute picture of Alfama, like the neighborhood we're currently at right now. Fado is like the Portuguese traditional music, and so we passed the Museum of Fado. Then we made it to our next restaurant, and we're having like tapas. So the name of the restaurant was called Tapas Almuralha. Like I said, I'm going to stop pronouncing the restaurant, but it was established in 1929. How crazy. And this restaurant was literally a hole in the wall type restaurant thingy, you know, small, but got the job done. And for starters, we had like different types of cheeses from across the region of Portugal. And then we had like this octopus salad. It was pretty good. My first time having octopus salad, but I kind of liked it ish. Then, of course, we had more wine. Yeah. So we got to try some chorizo, which is pretty much grilled in like this special like pan, and you know, fire water is like poured on it, which was interesting to me. So being the brave girl I am, I tried some fire water. I know that's crazy, right? But it just tasted like London dry gin to me. But in any case, this was the chorizo, like all chopped up. It was really good, honestly. And then we tried this thingy that I really loved called prego. In English, the worker man sandwich. It's just bread, garlic infused type beef. It was so good. Loved it. Tried it again in Porto. Moving on to the next restaurant, we stopped by this pastry shop. Here we tried the traditional pastry of Portugal called pastel de nata. It's like this tart kind of custard like thingy, and yeah, to complement it, I had like a shot of espresso. So good. Then we went to this store. It's kind of like a craft shop, but this lady offers one of the rare wines from Portugal called ginger. Now, ginger can only be gotten from the Obidos region in Portugal, and so we got to try it. She like poured it in these like chocolate made like cups, right? And so you're supposed to drink it and then eat the chocolate cup afterwards. So that's what I did. Then I looked around the store, you know, hoping to get some souvenirs because it's a craft shop. So, you know, might pick one or cute stuff. I ended up not going for anything because, yeah, I wasn't feeling it. So, yeah. After the tasting, I made my way to this place that, you know, the tour guide recommended called Castelo de San George, or St. George like castle. And this place was just like stunning. It's another great viewpoint of Portugal, and to, you know, like see the city of Lisbon. This was a castle that has been occupied by various like conquerors of Lisbon, you know, from actual Portuguese kings to, you know, even when the would I call them the Muslims like occupied Lisbon at some point, but it's been standing for a very, very long time. And this castle had the best views of the city of Lisbon, or one of the best views of the city of Lisbon. Everything was so old, and you know, like it was great difficulty that you could even climb through the castle. But like, look at this view! Oh my God, this is wild! This is crazy. But yeah, so I lived my princess dreams if I was a princess back in like the 12th century or whatever, which would have not really turned out well for me because I'm black. So moving on. And now with Portugal, everything has a museum attached to it. So we had like they had like this exhibit attached to the castle, and you could just see like the ruins and remains of the things that had been in the castle, from like water jugs, like plates, spoons, even a tomb. Like this is someone's tomb, literally. So yeah, it was a great experience. Definitely loved it. Oh, and while leaving the Castle of St. George, I saw this like orange tree. I haven't seen an orange tree ever in my life, so this was interesting. Yeah. So fast forward to the evening. I had dinner at Salta, which is a very like chic, unique like dining spot. First off was this like amuse bouche that the chef just gives to you apparently. So fun fact. The waiter who served us, he is the owner and the head chef of all of his restaurants in both Brazil and Portugal. Like, what are the chances of being served by the owner? It was so nice. So we opted for the chef's tasting experience, but before then, we were really curious about this watermelon nigiri. So we just had to try the watermelon nigiri. It was so good. And we then went in with the chef's tasting experience, which started off with the Don Julio oysters. So it's like oysters infused with like Don Julio tequila. It was so good. And then we had this scallop ceviche. Like, what? I've had scallops like in the past, but never a scallop ceviche. Then we went in with the duck croquet. Oh, this was so good. And it was served with like this like dipping sauce that you could put in there. It was fantastic. Then we moved on with some like tacos. This was chef's kiss again. This everything was just so good. I can't even lie to y'all. And the highlight of like the whole experience was definitely this platter that I had to devour. The food was so good. Like I forgot to take a video like right when it was brought. It smelled so good. I just had to go in. We did have like a dessert thingy. This was good. Everything was good. Go to Salta, people. Go to Salta. So yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome to day 3 in Portugal. So today I'm going on an adventure, but before then, we have to have some breakfast. So I went to the Olivier restaurant down at the hotel again, and I couldn't really eat anything because I was rushing to, like my bus was about to be here in a few. So, but they had like tons of like breakfast stuff, breakfast sandwiches, breads, bacon, eggs, you name it, fruit. They had their fruit station, which I literally adored. And so this was a great experience. You have like a lot of seating. This was really early in the morning, like I want to say 6:50. So there weren't a lot of people at the time. Oh, and we also got like a piano, like someone plays the piano while you eat. But yeah, moving on to the order of the day. So the bus came to pick me up because we are going to different cities in Portugal. I'm so excited. So, yeah, we're going on an adventure. I love adventures. So the first city was Obidos, which is known for their ginger wine. This city, it's like a little Santorini, or maybe a little Greece, someplace in Greece, because it just gives that aesthetic to it. It's so cute. It's so lovely. It reminds me of like a place where you would shoot like a really romantic like movie, like American girl goes to, Europe and falls in love with like a European billionaire. I don't know. It just gave off that vibe, but it was so cute. And so I had to stop by the store to get some ginger wine and, other things because they had such cute stuff, but I ended up just getting like ginger wine. Then I went for some more sightseeing and just had like I climbed up this like castle. There are tons of castles in Portugal, of course. It's a European city. And like, look at this stunning view of the village. Like, the village is so peaceful, looks so calm and nurturing. Oh my God. I love that here. So after a little, like, I think I want to say like 45 minutes to an hour, got back on the bus because we are heading to another really nice city in Portugal called Nazaré. I think it translates to like Nazareth, like, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, but, it's called Nazaré. And Nazaré is a really cute city in the sense that it's really known for like having huge waves. So if you're a surfer and you love to surf, Nazaré would probably be the best place for you to, go to and have a good time in Portugal. I know they have this have like a tournament that they have, right? It's a surf tournament that, different people from around the world will come and, like participate, in like the surf challenge because they have huge waves. So people can definitely indulge in that and have a swell time. But there's so much more to the city. I visited this, like church, which was so gorgeous. Oh my God. I've always wanted to have like an outdoor weddings, but like every time I'm in Europe, I'm convinced that I need to have a traditional proper like chapel wedding because look at this. Just stunning. All the churches are so stunning. Look at this blue tile. Look at how the blue tile literally complements the gold aesthetics of like the church. Oh my God. It was just gorgeous. Now you really can't talk at a church or a chapel. So you always have to be quiet and respectful of people who are praying or, going there for something. Across from the church, there's this Ferris wheel that we didn't have enough time to, like go on. So I couldn't really go on there because like the tour guide is like, okay, yeah, yo, we gotta go. The bus is about to leave. So we did make it to Porto and I fell asleep because it's like a 2-hour drive from like Nazaré to Porto, but I had lunch in Porto and, just tried some more authentic Portuguese food. Actually, I had more of what I had the other day, like through my tasting. So I had prego. I had like the cod, like filet thingy. It was so good. And we're down to explore the city of Porto. Look at this view. Oh my God. If you're planning on coming to Portugal, I would definitely recommend you staying 3 days in Lisbon, 3 days in Porto, because Porto is stunning. Just look at this. Porto is also known for like, being the wine manufacturing like city in Portugal. A lot of the port wine comes from Porto. Well, it actually comes from the Douro Valley, but the Douro Valley is pretty much in Porto from my understanding. So, stunning views. I loved Porto. You can learn a lot about the city. I feel like the city is more politically inclined than Lisbon, or it has a lot more of like political, history compared to Lisbon. So we learned a lot about that. We saw a lot of like the sites. We also went to like this one train station that had, just for a train station, it was too sophisticated, right? Like up on the ceiling, you have like the two major region of wine production, which is Minho and Douro, like, the Douro Valley I've been talking about. Hey, soldiers. So I just got back from Porto and it's currently past 9. I'm incredibly tired. Just took a shower. Couldn't go out for dinner, so ordered some room service. And I just did my skincare, waiting on the food. And yeah, probably read a book. Probably not. Maybe post on my Instagram or Snapchat or something. We'll see. Just wanted to update y'all because y'all are fantastic. So, bye-bye. Hello guys. If you've made it this far, you might as well just subscribe, okay? Please. So day 4, I'm incredibly sad because this is officially my last day at the Corinthia. So I'm switching over to the Tivoli Avenida Lisbon Hotel. I butchered that, but let's just call it the Tivoli. And on getting here, it had such a stunning lobby. Like this is the lobby. Wow, it was the cutest boutique hotel that I've ever stayed at. My room was cute. It had some pros and cons. For example, I like that I had a mirror, full size mirror, for outfit checks and just better visibility. That's one thing the Corinthia didn't have. But then again, I had the smallest like bathroom. Like this was so cramped. Like this is not the bathroom I envisioned, but this is what I got. And so that was kind of like a con. However, I did have like a bidet, so I guess I can't really complain. Moving on to the room. The room was also small, but it had such a nice feel to it. Like it had proper European style to it versus like the more modern style that I got at the Corinthia. So pros and cons. I did have like a welcome like snack, which was really good. Some port wine and some dessert. And you had the stunning view of Liberty Avenue, which is like the to-go place or the place to be because that's like the city center. So, literally all the stores and all the restaurants are like literally located in Liberty Avenue. So I guess, pros and cons, like I said. So, after check-in, walked around Liberty Avenue, walked to the tuk-tuk place. So I had a tuk-tuk tour, a private tuk-tuk tour, and just checking myself out. It was supposed to rain that day, so luckily it was clear skies for now anyway. I would definitely recommend like going on a tuk-tuk tour. It's such a good way to see the city. I've seen, thanks to like my foot tour, I saw a good part of like Lisbon. I think just one neighborhood called Alfama, but like there's so many neighborhoods to like Lisbon. So I guess, I would definitely recommend that you check it out. There was this like CR7 hotel. Like I'm telling you, the Ronaldo craze in Portugal is insane. Like any opportunity they get to like name something or do something, after Ronaldo, they'll take it. So, came here to the city center. Now, one interesting fact about like Portugal, in 1755, they had this like massive fire that restructured the way they had to build the city, which is why the city is built the way it is right now. Because they had this fire and, earthquake that literally devastated the whole place. My tour guide was so like seasoned and structured. He knew like the best places to go for like best views, the neighborhoods. While driving, we came across like this one, petrol station. This is a gas station. Like literally look at it. It's just right there. Like how crazy is that? I thought that was bananas. But everything is so small and cutesy here. I really love it. We also got to this really cute park that reminded me of, the DC like monument, it reminded me of the layout of like that particular place in DC. It was really cute. The greenery was lush. I'm in love with greenery. Like I'm becoming an old lady. I love my plants now. But yeah, just moving on. We passed by the Ferrari store, FYI. I was so stoked. But Lisbon has so much to offer. The views are always just so stunning. Like even this like cable car. Like this cable car was so cute. I didn't get to go on the cable car, but it was just a pleasure just to see it from up close because I always see it in like vlogs and videos of people who've been to Lisbon and it's always so cute. We did make our way to this chapel. Or church or sanctuary. Back in the days, ladies who wanted to conceive like an heir or, like a male child, they would go here and then they will pray to God to, like help them conceive. And even also like if they wanted a smooth delivery, they'll go here and, like pray to God to have those. And I just thought that was cute. I'm not pregnant, not planning to be pregnant anytime soon, but that was a cute takeaway. I had dinner at this place called Sola dos Presuntos. This place is highly reviewed and I can see why. It was so good. I'm telling you, the food was stunning. The waiter also gave me like this flower. They brought me this flower. I thought that was so cute. I was like, oh, that's such a nice touch. I love the European style of courting ladies. It's just so cute. Oh my God. Hey guys, today we're going on another adventure. Today we're going to visit Sintra, which was a wealthy like city carved out by the royals and elite back in the day in Portugal. The only difference is today I get to actually have some breakfast, unlike the other day I went to Porto. So I made my way to the Sky Bar restaurant here at the Tivoli, and this place is just so stunning. So apparently they are renovating their actual like breakfast buffet section. So that's why I'm having breakfast here at the Sky Bar. I'm not complaining though because this place was stunning. I did get myself a yummy omelet. I loved it. Oh my God. And right outside, you can see the stunning view of Lisbon. Like, look at the city. It's just so beautiful. One thing about Tivolis, they're known to have great views on all of their properties around Europe. So they actually did have such a vast, like, breakfast option. I want to say even more than the Corinthia, but I don't want to do a compare and contrast video now. I tried some orange juice because Portugal is known to be the European country that supplies oranges to other parts of Europe, so why not? So the adventure started and we made our way to Sintra. Look at the stunning views. Oh my God. I see why these people spent fortunes to have palaces and mansions here. And so that's my tour guide just walking in front. So we made our way to this viewing deck where if you can see those two like twin towers. So that's actually the National Palace. And until a few years ago, it was fully functioning. But you can go inside for a fee. I wasn't too interested, so I wasn't feeling like I wanted to pay the fee. We got to go in the city and stop by this coffee shop. It's called the Lord Byron coffee shop because when Lord Byron came to Portugal, he had coffee here. Allegedly. We also made our way to Periquita, which is a must-go like shop if you're ever in Sintra. Make sure you have their special, which is their sweet cappuccino and a list of other pastries that, I'm not going to even try to pronounce because I actually did forget how to pronounce those. So it's so cute. You just have to go try it out for yourself. Moving on to the other city, like this place is just beautiful. Like, wow, look at this. I would have paid a fortune back in the days to have a house here. Well, I'll be too poor. And so right now we are making our way to this beautiful mansion that you can see right in front of me. This mansion was owned by Antonio Augusto Carvalho Monteiro, aka the Money Man, like I like to call him, because he had money. So back in the days, he wasn't a part of the royal family. However, he was just a rich businessman who, had some inherited wealth and, decided to use some of his fortunes to build himself a mansion. So why not? So he did that. And here we're going to go into, I like to call it a secret gateway to like this well. It's not really sure what this was meant to be, but, he was would I even call it a philosopher or, he was a really smart man who had a lot of interest. And so, look at this. We went all the way down this well, and this was supposed to be the significance of this well was supposed to be something between life and death. Like you go into this, let's say you die, you go down, you go through this cave, and then you come to this first path and you see, oh my God, wow, I must have gotten to the wrong place. And, you eventually find your way out, of the well, and then you're reborn. And then you probably will go to this fountain, because you're parched and you're thirsty, and then you might drink water from here. Like, look at this. Oh my God, you're so stunning. This man really built himself a palace, because Portugal is a Catholic country. So pretty much, every home or every mansion had some type of like worship section. And so this was his chapel. Like, look at this. The architecture is just insane. Like, where do you start from? Look at the grounds from outside of the chapel. Just insane. So, we went into the chapel and everything was just so stunning. Look at the architecture on this chapel. Like, I don't even know what to say. I was just in awe. Like, I was just going around. What? Like, how much did you really just have in order to build like yourself this beautiful mansion? And guys, one thing I learned was the children actually sold it to the Portuguese government. I would have never sold this house. I would have never in my entire life sold this house if my dad left me something as grand or, as massive as this. But, I guess probably the upkeep or if the house was getting too much for them. But like, look at this place. It was just so stunning. We have, a room dedicated to the kings. And one of my favorite kings was from 1211 to 1223 called Orgordo, meaning the fat. I just thought that was such a funny name. Oh my God. Y'all don't hate me. Don't hate on me now. I'm not trying to make fun of fat people, but I just thought that was such a funny like name. After the trip to Montero's mansion, finally made our way to the world famous Pena Palace, and it started raining. Like, it just had to start raining now. Like, what? Oh my God. But nonetheless, after hiking about, I think it was like a 5 minute hike, I don't really remember. We finally got to the top of the Pena Palace. Oh my God. Now, this palace was built by a king for his queen of Portugal. I think Queen Mary's husband had built this for her, but unfortunately, she didn't last long or live long enough to enjoy, like, the Pena Palace. She died before it was completed. Guys, can you imagine back in the days, men built their wives palaces because it was just trendy. Now men want to go 50-50 in 2025. Just how far men have fallen. It's quite sad if you think about it. But moving back to the Pena Palace, it's always a line. So I highly recommend that, you pay for like a fast pass thingy, so you can skip the line and, get done and see the beauty of the palace, because I'm not a patient person, so I don't like to wait. So if I can pay my way through, best believe. So the views from the Pena Palace was just wow. I can only imagine how beautiful this view would be on a warm, sunny day, not on a rainy or cloudy day, like, cause it was rainy that day. But like, just look at this. How would you not feel like you're the king of the world when you can literally look down on the peasants? I'm just saying. So, like I said, with every mansion or palace, there's always some type of church. And so we got into this church, and look at this stained glass. This glass has been intact since like hundreds of years, and it still looks so nice. It still looks good. Wow. My God. But this is the courtyard of like arches, because there's so many arches. And this is like one of the best places to see the different colors of the Pena Palace. So the different colors do represent, something. I think yellow represents like the old palace, red represents like the new build, and the tiles, which is the middle one, I forgot what it represents, guys. I'm so sorry. So, after the excursion, I definitely stopped by the gift store. You should. They have so many things, anything from things for babies, like toys, to even like actually fine jewelry. I was so shocked, to even like wine, garlic, whatever, condiments. I did splurge a little bit on this candle. I can't even call it a splurge. It was only 30 euros. This candle had the best fragrance ever. Like, it was worth it. So yeah. After the Pena Palace, I made my way to this place called Cascais. So Cascais is right now in Portugal. It's like one of the wealthiest neighborhoods or areas you can own a home. Like, Ronaldo is rumored to own like, I think, a mansion here as well, because it's just so beautiful. This is your typical beach views. Oh my God. When you go in there, you can just feel the wealth coming from this place of Cascais. So, definitely try it out. So I did stop by Santini's, that's known to have like the best ice cream slash, I think I got a sorbet, but it was so good. And then after I got back to the hotel, I was just too tired to even go out for dinner. I just ordered room service and called it a night for real. So yeah.
Hi y'all. So today I'm going on a stadium tour of the Benfica Stadium, which is one of the sports teams in Portugal. Yes, I'm wearing a Manchester United jersey. I'm not a cheat. I will rep my team till we die, literally till it falls. However, I'm also not oblivious to the fact that I'm in Portugal and that I have to pay respect to the man himself. Guys. Yep, CR7, the greatest to ever do it, guys. The greatest. So, yes, a little bit of both. A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
So, guys, I made it to the Benfica Stadium and made my way to Gate 17, which is dedicated for the stadium tour. Now, you can only really tour the stadium on days that they don't have like games, okay? And I had made a mistake of coming earlier in the week, but they had a game in Barcelona, so I had to come like much later. But like, this is the stadium. Emirates is I think Emirates is one of their sponsors, so of course they have like a thingy up there. So this is their training camp. Supposed to be about 30 to 35 minutes outside of the city. So yeah. We also got to see their statue of their motto, E pluribus unum, which is of Latin meaning out of many. one. And this is actually fun because it's also the motto of the United States, and it appears on like the Great Seal and other official documents. So I just thought that was like a funny coincidence. Then we went on to their dressing room. And of course, this is not their actual dressing room. This is a dressing room that an away team would use to change for a game. For privacy reasons, we couldn't see the actual team's dressing room, which is understandable because people are weird. We also got to like go to like their conference room, like the press conference room. Oh my god! Too bad this was not a Manchester. This was not Old Trafford. Like I would have gone crazy, but this was also like still nice. It's still nice to see. There was like a VR footage of like actual game day, and best believe I definitely indulged myself. Then we went under the tunnel and went onto the field. Now they're doing maintenance on the field, so of course we couldn't touch like the grass, actual grass. So we just had to walk on the sidelines. But still, it was such a good view. I mean, yeah, I enjoyed it. Oh, we also got to see the two eagles that are for Benfica. So on game day, you would see like them flying in the sky, literally. So they're trained to fly in the sky. I forgot their names, but I know one is 19 and one is 23 years old. They are so like mature women. After the tour, we got a complimentary souvenirs, just like a magnet. Oh, I forgot to mention, like in the beginning, we also got like a Benfica like scarf. So I don't have a video of that because I was just too excited. But yeah, I did get one. I made my way to a museum. Like I said, Portugal is known for their museums. They literally have museums of everything. But this museum I'm visiting is the Carriage Museum. So back in the days, you know how horses and carriages were used by royals to commute or by regular people to commute from one point to another. So these carriages were just so sophisticated. Like, oh my God, look at this thing. Look at the wheels on this thing. Can you imagine? Look at the design. So intricate, so regal, so royal. Like, wow. They're big, and I was actually shocked because I didn't expect like the carriages to be like as big as they were. Like you have so much space. Like they have to be bigger than most cars right now. But in any case, took my time with that. Went back to the hotel, and it's my last day in Portugal, so dinner had to eat. So went to Yakuza by Olivier for dinner, and this place was just so chic. Now I loved the aesthetic, but I hated that it was so dark you could barely read the menu. Like you had to use your phone's torch. Like it's so crazy. But best believe the food was bussin', the sushi bussin', the wagyu great. Everything was a 10 out of 10. I think I rated it a 9.8 on my belly. It was definitely up there though. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to try their other locations in Tenerife, Paris, and the likes. So help me God. So, guys, I am actually really sad because I have to go back to the United States of America, but Portugal was a time, and I hope you really enjoyed my vlog. And if you did, please subscribe, like, share, leave a comment or two, and tell me your favorite day or your favorite trip or adventure from the Portugal vlog. Thank you guys, and catch you on my next vlog.